them about their double standards and how you wouldn't give them about other children, and how there's children in ICE detention right now who y'all don't give two about. There's no prayers going up for them, but we're supposed to stop the world and stop everything we're doing to go and hunt for these little missing white girls.
The death toll in the historic Texas flooding has now surpassed 50 people. We're just outside of Camp Mystic. It's behind us. You can't see because it's dark, but this is how dark it was when those floodwaters started to rise, flooding the camp behind us. You can see the trees knocked over. That's the power of that water. And off in the distance, you can see where law enforcement is outside of the camp. There's been search rescue operations all throughout the evening. They're desperately using all of the resources at their disposal to try and find the missing people.
We've been rescuing people out of these camps by the hundreds, all day.
Officials in the Texas Hill Country are calling rescue and recovery efforts in the wake of historic flooding a marathon. Authorities say more than 850 people have been brought to safety after the raging Guadalupe River rose more than 20 feet in less than 2 hours Friday.
Our primary focus is on search and rescue of every single person involved, and we'll continue through the night to make sure that happens.
At a local private Christian camp, Camp Mystic, 27 people are still missing. Families of 4 young campers have confirmed to CNN that their girls have died.
At least 82 people have died in connection with flash floods that struck central Texas. According to officials, the toll includes at least 28 children in Carr County, where 10 girls and 1 counselor from Camp Mystic are still unaccounted for. Hey guys, my name is Modi and you are welcome to Modi Speaks. Today, I bring you a very unfortunate news. A sad news with an extremely insidious twist. A story I wish I didn't have to tell you guys, but I have to because I haven't seen this story anywhere. So on July 4th, 2025, while much of America was lighting fireworks and grilling burgers, a nightmare was unfolding in the Texas Hill Country. Okay, a large and devastating flood event took place and downstream from the Texas Hill Country in the US state of Texas. As a result, at least 82 people died, with at least 41 reported missing. One of the affected areas include Camp Mystic, a Christian summer camp nestled on the banks of Guadalupe River. Okay, a camp where girls have spent generations singing songs, making bracelets, and forming lifelong friendships. Okay, but this camp was suddenly underwater, killing at least 15 campers, the camp director, and 1 counselor from the camp, and over a dozen more campers still missing. We're talking about a wall of water rising 26 feet in under an hour, and in the pitch black early morning hours, the river that once brought peace and fun to these Christian kids became a monster. For the girls of Camp Mystic, this was supposed to be the best period or the best summer of their lives, but it quickly became the worst nightmare they have ever experienced. And for many others, this incident turned into something they will carry for the rest of their lives. Okay, they will carry it with them forever. And for those who never made it home, those people who died in this aftermath, my deepest condolences goes to them and their family. I hope they rest well in the bosom of the Lord, and I pray for strength and for courage to move on for their respective families. Now, imagine your daughter dies in a flash flood. She's 9 years old. She's at a summer camp having the time of her life, and then the river swells, the cabins wash away, and she doesn't make it. She dies. God forbid, this will never be your fate in Jesus' name, but imagine if this happens, okay? Now, imagine going online just 1 or 2 days after this incident and seeing someone rejoicing about this tragic news and saying that it was well deserved that you lost your little baby. It was well deserved that this little kid lost her life during that intense flood because your kid is a white supremacist who was enrolled in an all-white summer camp. That's exactly what is happening right now. Okay, that is exactly the news we are dealing with. This horrible individual by the name of Said Parkins has been on TikTok celebrating this tragedy. My God, she has been on TikTok saying that those little innocent girls deserved their tragic fate and that this is karma for them being white. Now, just to be clear, these victims are children. We're not talking about public figures or politicians. These are kids in bunk beds who got swept away by a river at 3 a.m. in the morning. But I will play you some of her videos so that you can get more context about what is going on.
There's people in it. Oh my God, there's so many people in it.
I know I'm probably going to get canceled for this, but Camp Mystic is a whites-only girls' Christian camp. They don't even have a token Asian. They don't have a token black person. It is a all white, white-only, conservative Christian camp. If you ain't white, you ain't right. You ain't getting in. You ain't going. Period. And I think that context needs to be said in this matter. It's not to say that we don't want the girls to be found, whatever girls that are missing or whatever right now, but you best believe, especially in today's political climate, if this were a group of Hispanic girls, especially with them being in East Texas, it should be most likely Hispanic. If this were a group of Hispanic girls out there, this would not be getting this type of coverage that they're getting. No one would give a fuck. And all these white people, the parents of these little girls, would be saying things like they need to be deported. They shouldn't have been here in the first place, and yada, yada, yada. So before y'all come at me, before y'all start leaving hate comments on my page about, oh, these are just kids and they don't know no better, the parents of these children who are choosing, and it is a choice in 2025, it is definitely a freaking choice to go into East goddamn Texas and to make a all-white enclave, exclusionary just for white people, with all the black people in East Texas, with all the Hispanic people in East Texas. Somehow, some way, you have carved out an all-white, whites-only enclave in East Texas for your white children. Yeah, I have a problem with that. I have a big problem with that. Once again, this is no shade to the girls. I hope they all get found. But once again, y'all have to understand the climate that we're living in. They want you to have sympathy for these people. They want you to get out of your bed and to come out of your home and to go find these people and to donate your money to go find these people. Meanwhile, they are deporting your family members. Meanwhile, they're setting up concentration camps and prisons for your family members. And I need y'all to keep that in mind before y'all get out there and put on your rain boots and go find these little girls.
Now, first off, she starts with a lie that Camp Mystic is a white-only girls' Christian camp. But the plain truth is that Camp Mystic is a private Christian summer camp for girls, okay? Nowhere does it say exclusively for white girls. And if it does, I shouldn't have found this black girl amongst other children. This camp allows people from all races, like it's a normal camp. It allows people from everywhere to enroll their kids. And since it is a private summer camp, it can be quite expensive, and that explains why you have more white girls in this camp. And also, if you check the area that this happened, this is an area where you have more white people living in that particular place. And also, when you think about it, white people are generally the only group of people who are willing to spend an exorbitant amount of money for things like summer camp, okay? Because they value these types of workshops. But even if this camp was an all-white girls camp, let's just say that is, okay? But it isn't, okay? But let's just assume. Does that excuse this woman's pure hatred for these young children? Why the intense animosity towards white people? And now towards white little kids? And to even think that this devil woman's husband is a white man gets me extremely offended. Like, it pisses me off, okay? She is spewing this kind of hatred and vitriol towards these little white children, rejoicing in their tragic and painful demise simply because their summer camp is mostly white children. But she has no problem with Steve Harvey's exclusively black boys ranch in that same Texas. She is not mad that even in 2025, something like BET still exists. We have HBCUs everywhere, okay? Black History Month, a month exclusively reserved for black people. Exclusively black establishments still abound. She doesn't see those as black supremacy. She has no problem with any of them, okay? But she will be so quick to run off with this white supremacy narrative over a bunch of dead kids, trying to go viral with the unfortunate tragedy that befell these children. I was totally shocked to see her doubling down in her comment section when some people tried to caution her and talk sense into her. This comment said, "Halt, sis, this isn't the right time." And she replied, "It's literally always the right time, okay? Because white supremacy doesn't stop for tragedy." Wow. Just wow. Another person said, "Girl, you brought this upon yourself. Freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom from the consequences. Which she replied, consequences for what? Maybe it was God's will to wash away them little C word away.
Yo, I made it to Fox News. I am gagging right now. Fox fucking News. You people are fucking crazy. You people are insane. And the video is still up, and I still stand by 10 toes down on the motherfucking ground. That shit is racism and white supremacy, period, period, period. If it was Hispanic kids, if it was LGBTQ kids that got swept away, y'all wouldn't give a f***. And them same MAGA people would be saying that they deserve it and be saying that this is God's will. So f*** all of y'all. This is hilarious though.
Now, this shows you that this horrible black woman is so blatantly set on her racism towards white people. And she is not even afraid to act it out, okay? She is not scared in any way, shape, or form. Now, for those of you irrational liberals and Carmelo Anthony supporters who think that black people can never be racist, I hope you're watching. I hope you're watching this unfold, okay? Those of you guys who are willing to stone and exterminate a white person for using a stupid word, maybe the N-word or whatever, but would remain silent when a black person literally mocks and glorifies the death of white little children. You guys are so disgusting. You're so horrible. I hope you guys are feeling better now, because people like you liberal morons are the reasons why evil witches like this Sade woman go online blatantly and openly circulating their racism and hatred towards white people. In fact, white kids without a single ounce of fear. Sid Perkins knows that the society will not punish her for her racist and hate speech, okay? In fact, she understands that the society will even reward her for openly hating on white people. Yes, in fact, she will be made a hero for daring to spread horrible hate towards white people. That is sadly the world and the society we live in today. All the pro-blacks, all the pro-black activists are silent. All of them are quietly supporting her racist and evil rhetoric, because that is what our society promotes. You are not allowed to be racist to any race, okay? Unless it is the white race. That is the new law, the new unwritten law. And for those of you talking about free speech and things like that, oh, Maddie, she has the right to exercise her free speech, okay? Make no mistake, I believe in free speech. I even defend speeches that I disagree with sometimes, okay? But when you use tragedy to attack dead kids, it is not only disgusting, but it is deranged behavior, and it is also pure racism in this case, and also a hate speech. This is peak cruelty and wickedness weaponized for clicks, attention, and whatever sad dopamine hit people like this woman are chasing these days. This is exactly what happens when people get so consumed by ideology, they lose basic human empathy. This monster doesn't see these girls as humans, okay? She sees them as symbols, okay? And when you dehumanize people, anything becomes fair game. Even mocking them when they are dead, mocking little kids who are dead. But the bottom line is that if the roles were reversed, you know what is going to happen. You know how this would go. If a white woman came on the internet after a disastrous natural disaster that claimed the lives of numerous black kids who were supposed to be having fun at their summer camp, and then this white woman comes on the internet and makes fun of these black kids dying in a flood, it would be national news, my dear. There would be protests, bans, boycotts, and rightfully so, okay? At least she can criticize the camp's emergency plan. She can talk about climate policy if she wants, okay? But cheering the death of 8-year-olds, that's where her moral compass and the moral compass of people like her needs a full factory reset. Okay? So to the people like Sid Perkins, you are not brave. You are not edgy. You are not going to go viral also. You are just proving to the world that you have no soul, and you should be extremely ashamed of yourself. And to the rest of us people, please, we need to call this out. Not with hate, but with clarity and common sense. Call it the evil that it is, because if we stay silent, this becomes normal. Pray for those girls, okay? Support those families in any way that you can, okay? And also, for God's sake, be better than this horrible individual. But as always, guys, these are my thoughts, these are my opinions, but feel free to share yours in the comment section below, but do so respectfully. Also, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, honestly, I don't know what you're waiting for. Subscribe to the channel. Like and share this video to keep people informed, and consider joining my membership or supporting the channel in any way that you can. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to catch you on the next one. For now, peace.